Okay, I was gonna make this video with Molly, my Amazon parrot, but she's busy eating an apple, and I don't think I want to disturb her at the moment. She's very into it. And I'm holding this because it's not a peep show, people. Okay, and also I wanted to show my dress. I just got it yesterday. My sister thinks it's hideous. I don't think it's hideous. I think it's cute. I got it at, you can get lots of crap at secondhand stores. There's a lot of crap at secondhand stores that's great. So you can get lots for little money. Anyways, the point of this video was actually about OCD. I have OCD. I check things a lot. Put that up. I check things constantly. Like I check whether my alarm clock is on the right setting, whether it's the right time, whether it's the right time the next morning, and over and over and over and over again. I check doors if it's locked. I check, Anyways, if I have keys in my pocket before I leave the door, so I always have to hold them and look at it for a long time. Anyways, but that's OCD. That's one part of OCD. But another thing of OCD is skin picking, which I've been doing since grade 5, which has nothing to do with self-injury. Well, it is self-injury because I'm hurting myself, but it's not self-injury because I'm not doing it to hurt myself. Get it? Hi. Sorry. I had a moment. Yeah, okay, you probably can't tell as much today because it's healed more. I'm going to show you anyways. I peel the skin off my lips every day, constantly throughout the day. And if I don't do it, I get very, very, very nervous, and I keep thinking about whether I should do it or not. Like, I have to do it, I have to do it, I have to do it, and finally I just do it. Or I do it without thinking. I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm just like peeling my lips. So it looks like I'm picking my nose, but I'm actually peeling my lips. I'll show you. You can't tell as much today, but there is like a cut here and a cut here, and my lips, they were hurting a lot the last few days, and they were like bright. I would look in the mirror, it would look ridiculous. It was these lines of red, and then across here you can see this whole spread of red because of the chunk of skin that I peeled off. And yeah, I've been doing that since at least I don't know actually when it started, but I know that it was at least in grade 5 because I remember being in a lineup at school, and one of the kids, a guy, he looks at me and he says, "Your lips are bleeding." And I'm like, oh no, and I knew I had peeled it off my lips. I just didn't want to tell him I had done that because that's embarrassing. So I just kind of wiped it off with my hand and put my hand on it until it stopped bleeding. And my lips bleed a lot often, and I don't know why it doesn't show so much usually because I make a lot of videos, so you guys would have noticed. Well, sometimes you might have noticed. In some videos it shows more, but my lips are miraculous because they kind of heal very fast, and I'm not sure why. Probably because they're pink, so it doesn't show as much when I peel it off because it's pink, so the color is similar, so it doesn't show as much. But every day throughout the day, I peel the skin off my lips, and I'm surprised I have any lips left. How is it possible that I peel it off constantly, even if it hurts? If it hurts, it doesn't matter. Oh no, there's a lump of skin there, I have to rip it off. I have to do it. I have to do it. It's just like it possesses me, and I just like think about it and think I have to. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. But then I do it. Yeah, that's the way it happens. Okay, yeah, that's basically it. So I don't pick anywhere else, like around my face usually, just my lips, and I don't have to study it in the mirror and find places to take off like some people say. I don't have to do that. I do it, I touch it. I'm constantly feeling my lips like this on both sides, and I feel it, and if there's anything irregular, anything that sticks out even a little bit, I have to yank at it and scratch it until, come on, come back. I have to scratch it until the little tiny piece of something becomes a bigger something so that I can rip it right off. And I have to. Like, I don't know why I have to. There's no particular reason. Like, I don't think I was traumatized by anything that was like, I don't know, whatever. I wasn't, like, it just started happening, like, for no reason. Like, and I've had OCD since forever, and you know what? I'm gonna resent my mother forever for this, but once I saw on the news, there was a show, like a whole episode about people with OCD, and I was watching it and I was, oh my goodness, and I recognized myself. I wasn't as bad as the people in the shows, but like I was checking the doorknobs regular. I went through the garage to the door, checked it, went back inside, went back out, went back inside, went back out, went back inside, went back out, and I was like, I think I have this. And I was really concerned because if it's so bad that it has to be on the news, then clearly it's something to be concerned about. So I went to my mother. I went downstairs. I remember I was in the office downstairs where my father worked in the office. Well, she worked there too. She was a secretary. But, and I was like, Mom, I saw on the news and OCD and I have OCD. And my mother, she bursts into laughter. And she says, no, you don't. And I was like, huh? Well, clearly I'm a complete moron if I believe that I had OCD. I couldn't possibly have OCD if it's that ridiculous to think that I did. So for years after, even though I was having continuing symptoms getting worse and worse, I was like, I don't have OCD. I can't have OCD because clearly that's a ridiculous assumption. So it was a long time before I was diagnosed with it, and I was like, yes! Thank you! Tell my mother! So it was just, and I was like, even when I was grown, like I was 10 years old at the time, when I was 10 or 11, I'd seen that news issue. Anyways, and so years later, I'm like in my 20s. I'm not some silly little kid who's might have just like assumed something off the TV and gotten scared. I was like 20 something and I told my mom, you know, I really do have OCD. And she's like, are you sure? What makes you think that? Why would you think you had OCD? It doesn't make sense. Because I would hide my symptoms. Like, I would wait until they were gone, and then I would screw at the door and yank it and pull and pull and pull and turn and turn and turn and pull and pull and pull and turn. And sometimes I'm like, for a minute, they're standing to make sure the door is locked. And I would do that when people weren't there. But then when people were there, they would make fun of me. And I resent that. I did not like that. I was very embarrassed by the fact that I was compulsively yanking at the door just to make sure that it wouldn't slowly creak open. So, yeah. I was not happy with that, and I actually told them, I talked to them about it, please, you know, like, this is a very sensitive issue, like, there's nothing I can do. And then my brother was like, well, he was comparing some childhood thing to something he was able to overcome, like, I was afraid to do so and such a thing. And eventually I was able to do it, and he says, you know, you just have to overcome it. And I was like, what? That wasn't OCD. This is OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder. Okay? I can't help it. Like, my brain just makes me. And eventually it lets me go. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it lets me go. It stops holding my brain. And it just lets me go, and I'm able to leave the doorknob alone and leave. And sometimes I kind of worry about it a little bit, but usually it's gone. And I'm fine. And it doesn't have to be a certain number of times. I'm not like those number people. Like, some people have to be like 3 times, 7 times, or 7 times, 7 times, or 7 times, 7 times, or whatever. But I'm not like that. I just randomly yank until I'm done. Wow, I've been talking for 10 minutes, but like, I'm very enthusiastic, so hopefully this video was interesting. It's bad. It's really bad. I'm in a good mood right now, and I don't know why. Actually, I just okay. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah. So that's what I had to say about. Okay, the computer went black again. That's what I had to say about OCD. But I talked about. The title is gonna be skin picking, but I talked about OCD in general. I'm sorry. My bad. So